go. Start that. Hopefully everybody's having a good day so far. We're going to start here in like 30 seconds. Just make sure I got everything situated and ready to go. Thank you. You guys can hear me, yeah? Just quick mic check, Dan. Perfect. YouTube, we're good to go. Zoom, we're good to go. All right, cool. Let's hop into it. So today I am going to be showing you guys how to get up and running with Bookmap. I'll be showing you guys the onboarding process. So let's just go ahead. Let's hop right into it. Before we start the onboarding process, I do want to say that there is a massive discount going on with Bookmap right now for Black Friday as well as Cyber Monday. 50% off Global Plus and quarterly, any data. So your 3-month data. That's going to be valid all the way until December 31st. But then you can also get 60% off Global Plus, the monthly Global Plus, as well as data. That's going to be valid until December 31st as well. So again, a couple of different offers all the way until the end of the year. Definitely make sure you guys take advantage of it while it's still active. And then also 50% off any add-ons. Again, also going until December 31st. Now, let's see, the 3rd, it seems like we have 2 more days of the Pro Trader webinar. Tomorrow you are going to have Mozzie at 1 p.m. and then December 5th is going to be AB Legend at 10 a.m. But going ahead and just hopping right into it now, the onboarding process. The first thing that we want to do is log into bookmap.com. So if you go over to bookmap.com, it's going to look something just like this. You want to find this button up here that says login, and you want to make sure to click on that. Now, once you click on that login, you want to type in your email as well as your password and then sign in from there. And then it should take you to your Bookmap portal. So it should look just like this. It's going to say your name right here. But if you look down a little bit, you're going to see that you have your Bookmap license key. When you actually download Bookmap, that's where you want to copy and paste it. But first, what you want to do is you want to download Bookmap. So to download Bookmap on that same screen, you're going to see right here where it says select system. And you're going to see you have multiple different options. Obviously, choose the system that you use, whether it's Windows, Mac Intel, Mac M1, M2, etc. And then select it. And then as far as your version, there is going to be an alpha version as well. I suggest production. So make sure you choose your system and then production, and then you want to hit download. Okay. Now, once you download Bookmap, obviously it will install from there, and that's where you'll paste your license key. But the next thing that you want to do once you download Bookmap is you want to add a data subscription. So to add a data subscription, on this same screen right here to the left where it says welcome and then your name, you're going to find right here where it says add subscription. And then what you want to do is you want to click on that. Now, an issue that some people do run into is they'll go to this screen and then they'll see the core subscriptions of Digital Plus, Global Plus, Lifetime, etc. If you see this screen, when you click on add subscription, look at the top right when you're on this screen. Sometimes it will not log you in correctly. So you want to click log in and make sure that you're actually logged in. Because if you're actually logged in correctly, again, it will say your name up here, and you should see this screen instead for the data. Okay. So going through the data, what this all is, first we're going to take a look at Bookmap futures data. So if you trade, let's say, well, actually, the package, it's going to depend on what you trade. Okay, so if you trade the S&P futures, NASDAQ futures, or the Russell, you're going to want to go with the CME Bookmap data, which is $17 for your first month and then $34 every single month after that. If you trade the Dow Jones, you're going to want to go with CBOT, which is $17 for the first month and then $34 every single month after that. If you trade oil, you're going to go with NYMEX, which is $17 for the first month and then 34 every month after that. Or if you trade the metals such as gold, silver, platinum, etc., that's all going to be under COMEX, which is $17 for the first month and then 34 every single month after that. If you trade multiple instruments out of this, it might make more sense to go with the CME bundle, which is going to be CME, CBOT, NYMEX, and COMEX, all of them in one bundle for $17 for each month. So again, it just depends on you and what you trade. Again, if you trade S&P, then go with CME. If you trade the metals, go with COMEX. So it's really up to you. So that's everything as far as futures data. If you trade individual equities, there's actually two different versions that you can choose from. We do have the Bookmap equities data, which is going to be the NASDAQ Total View and NLS, which is going to be $29 for the first month and then $59 for each month after that. Or we have DX stocks data, which is going to be, you could do the DX feed NASDAQ depth data, which is going to be $69 for each month. Or you could do the EdgeX depth data, which is going to be $59 for each month. Or if you want both of them, you could just bundle them together and do the DX feed US equities data bundle, which is going to be $59 for the first month and then $119 every single month after that. So again, personal preference between these two. We've gotten a lot of positive feedback with the Bookmap data as far as individual equities, but if you want to go with DX feed, you do have that option as well. So now after you've gone through and you've chosen your data subscription, the next thing you want to do is install and run Bookmap. So we're going to do this together. I'm going to pull up my Bookmap right here. Give it 1 second while it loads. Cool. So before we go ahead and open Bookmap, you can see that there are a few different options that we can select from. The first one is going to be simulation mode. So essentially in simulation mode, what you can do is you can get real-time data within the market. So you're like watching the market as it's actually moving. It's not delayed, but you can trade on simulated funds for the time being within simulation mode. So trading with fake money, but with real-time live data. Trading mode is going to be real-time live data, but you can also route trades through trading mode with an actual live account, or as well as your prop firms. So you can, again, route trades through trading mode and actually trade like real capital. Replay mode is a very useful tool that I do suggest all of you use. Replay mode, essentially what this lets you do is you can go back and you can select any day and any time and just start playing the data. Again, very, very useful. All you need to make sure is that you have record live data on. If you do not have this on, then you cannot use replay mode. So again, make sure you are recording live data. And whenever you open replay mode, again, you can go back and you can choose any day, any time, and you can start replaying Bookmap. It's going to help you a lot to, get used to using Bookmap, but as well as back testing. Now, if you're routing trades through trading mode, you can also record your orders. So when you go back into replay mode, those will also appear. So bare minimum, make sure you have record live data on. And again, if you route your trades, make sure to record your trades. So what we're going to do is we're going to open up trading mode, make sure it's selected, click OK. And once this opens, there we go. What we are going to do is we're going to go through the 3-step process of adding an adapter, adding the data, and then pulling up a futures instrument, a stock instrument, and then crypto. So what we want to do first is go up here into connections. We're going to add our adapter by clicking configure. Okay. Now what you want to do is you want to find this button right here that says add/remove platforms. Now I need to remove this, but for the first time, scroll down to where it says install, and then you want to find Bookmap data, this one right here. And then what we want to do is hit install. And again, this is installing the adapter. So you can see platform Bookmap data adapter is installed, and is ready to use. So we'll click OK and then hit OK again. Now from here, what we're going to do is we're going to add our data. So first we're going to add Bookmap data. So you're going to hit add connection, go to platform, and then scroll down until you find Bookmap data right here. Select that. And then we want to find right here where it says server location, and then click on that as well. Obviously choose the location that is closest to you. I live in the USA, so I'm going to choose US. But if you live in Europe, obviously choose Europe, or Japan, choose Japan. So I'm going to choose USA. That's all you have to do for the Bookmap data. As far as DX feed, if you choose to get the DX feed data, again, hit add connection, go to platform, and then scroll down until you find DX feed, which is right here. And then select that. That's all you have to do. So now we're going to hit OK. We've added our adapter. We've added our connection. Now all we have to do is go up into connections and make sure to select it. So Bookmap data. I'm going to show you guys how to pull up a futures instrument first. I'm going to select that. Give this a second while it loads. There we go. So we have the Bookmap data selected. Now to pull up the futures instrument, we want to find this plus button right here, and we want to click on that. To pull up a futures instrument, our platform is going to be Bookmap data. Our type is going to be futures. Our exchange, it's going to depend on what you trade. So let's just pull up like the S&P futures for the time being. That's going to be under CME. And then our current expiration month is ESZ5 until the end of this year. And then it'll change. I'll show you guys how to find the contract's expiration here in a little bit. And then if you want to, you can load previous historical data. You can actually load up to 7 days worth of data. Obviously, the more you load, the longer it's going to take. So for the time being, I'm just going to load 1 hour of historical data. And then I'm going to go ahead and click subscribe. I'm going to give this a second while it loads. And there we go. So that's how we pull up the S&P futures as far as pulling it up on Bookmap to read the order flow. So now to pull up an individual stock, what we're going to do, go back up into connections, find DX feed, and make sure to select that as well. Now, once DX feed is selected, to pull up an individual stock, same thing, find the plus button, click on that. And then we're going to find platform. We're going to switch this to DX feed. And then all you have to do is type in the stock that you want to pull up. So say I wanted to pull up TSM, for example, because that's a trade that I just put on today. I'm going to type in TSM. It's going to be the very first one every single time. If you want to pull up Apple, it's going to be the first one. It's going to be common stock. Okay. So let's just go ahead. Let's choose Apple. Same thing. You can load up to 7 days worth of data. I'm only going to load 1 hour. That way it loads a lot quicker. And then you're going to hit subscribe. And give this a second while it loads. It's mostly loaded. I'm just waiting for an order to go through. But yeah, this is how you're going to pull up an individual stock. And then as far as pulling up crypto, it's going to be very easy to do. We already have the connection and the adapter for crypto, which is going to be the Bookmap data. I'm trying to wait to see if an order would come through. But it's not right now. But all we have to do is find add instrument, this plus button, click that. And again, we're going to take the platform. We're going to put it back to Bookmap data. We're going to find type. This time we're going to change it to perp. And as you can see, our exchange is going to be multi-book. So multi-book, essentially what it's doing is it's taking, hold on. Where is it? Yeah, perp, sorry. It's taking multiple different exchanges and it's consolidating it into one to give us the overall order flow. So it's taking Binance Futures, Bybit, as well as OKEX, and it's consolidating all of it into one chart. Okay. Now, again, you can load up to 7 days worth of data of crypto. I'm only going to do 1 hour. As far as the tick size, I think by default it's at like 1 or 2. with Bitcoin. Bitcoin is currently 90,000, and what the tick size is essentially these ending numbers right here. So like on Apple, I have a tick size of 3 cents. You can see every interval is 3 cents. Well, if we did that on Bitcoin, it would, you know, it would probably override the system if we put like $1 tick. So we're just going to do a $50 tick size and then hit subscribe. Give this a second while it loads. But what you're going to see is every interval over here is going to be in 50. So 300, 350, 400, 450, 500, etc. We do not want to do it in intervals of $1 because again, Bitcoin is $93,000 a coin. So that's how you're going to pull up futures, individual stocks, as well as crypto. And then as far as some other things that I think is going to be very useful for a lot of you, hopefully my Google Chrome wants to work with bookmap.com today. Let's see. Give it a second. There we go. Nope. All right. It's got to be on the other one. Okay. So if you go to the Bookmap website and you find the education tab, it's going to take you to the Learning Center. And on the Learning Center, there's a lot of free education that you can use. So we have a bunch of courses on here. The first one, Getting Started, which is essentially what we went over today. Knowing your bookmap features, connecting to data, which we also went over, your add-ons, market mechanics, order flow. But then there's also like actual courses from traders within the Learning Center. So you have one from Bruce on supply and demand. You have one from, who is this? Robert on institutional strategies for prop firm success. You have one from J Trader. You have another one from me on how I trade options using the order flow on Bookmap. So you have 4 different individuals, traders, with courses on the Learning Center. So make sure you guys take advantage of that as well as everything over here. We also do have the knowledge base. So if you didn't want videos and you essentially wanted everything else besides the trading courses down here in like a text form, that's what the knowledge base essentially is. Text form with pictures. So also very useful. I use it a lot when I first started using Bookmap. And then I saw somebody ask about the events. If you want to know the events coming up, again, if you're on the Learning Center, bookmap.com/learning-center, and you scroll down, right, you can see all the events that are going to be happening. So again, if you want to join Mozzie tomorrow on her My Order Flow plus Bookmap strategy for day traders, all you got to do is find it, click on it. There's the link right there. Or if you wanted to join, who was the other guy doing it the next day? I think it was AB Legend. You would find him right here, December 5th. Click on that. Boom. There's a link. There's the time. And there's the day. So all of that is on the Bookmap website as well. Also, make sure you guys join the Discord. It's completely free. As long as you have a Bookmap account on the website, which is free to do so, go to community, find Discord, click on that, and then join. Now, going back, like I said, the way that we are going to find our expiration dates to plug into Bookmap to actually pull up the order flow, because at the end of this year, ES is going to change. I think it's going to be from ESZ5 to ESH6, I believe. So all you would do is find knowledge and go to symbols table. Okay? Yes, it's going to be H. And like NASDAQ and the S&P, they move on quarterly expiration. So every 3rd month throughout the year. Okay? And then from there, we just scroll down. We would be using Bookmap data. Okay? So we would find, let's see, S&P futures. The S&P would be right here. So it's telling you exactly how to type it in. You would type in ES, and then the month, and the expiration ending of the year. So like 2026, it would be 6. So that's how you'd use it. Or if you wanted to pull up MES, it would be MESH, which is the expiration right here, and then 6. So it breaks it down exactly how to type it in. And then I'm trying to think what else. And calendar, add-ons, yeah. That's pretty much everything you need to know on how to get up and running with Bookmap. So I do want to take the next 5 to 10 minutes and answer any questions that you guys have. So, does anybody have questions? Feel free to type them up. And this also is recorded and will be on YouTube, so you can go back and rewatch it if you need to. Anybody in Discord? All right, we got one person typing. What you got for me, Mina? Again, any questions at all, feel free to type them. Got a few people typing. Yes. I believe they're all on the Bookmap YouTube channel. And then also within the Discord, Mina. Yep. Bookmap data is not free. No, sir. Any other questions in Discord? Anybody? Or Zoom, YouTube. Of course, Malika. Got a couple other people typing in the Discord. Appreciate you. Just call you Jay. Iceberg indicator, yes. So if you go on the Bookmap website, let's see, where's the add-ons? It's part of the MBO bundle. So if you have the MBO bundle, there it is, add-ons. So you would just find the add-ons, icebergs. Sorry, MBO bundle was right there. There it is. MBO bundle right here. Stops and iceberg subchart, part of it. Stops and icebergs on chart as well. Caesar, how to purchase Bookmap data. So again, go back to rewind this, and I show you how to get the data subscriptions. So to add your indicators, if you have it, find your configure add-ons, scroll down. I believe it's in manage add-ons, and then you'll have to scroll down, find it, and install it. And then you find it and select it on the chart. Again, there's videos on how to set up your indicators as well, and in the the knowledge base. Let's see. Yeah, again, Adam, go in the knowledge base. It shows you how to set it up. And then I also just showed how to set it up. You have to add it. Yep. Awesome. Well, everybody have an amazing day. Let's do it again next week, next Wednesday. And yeah, I'll talk to everybody then. Peace.